Hello, everybody. It is day, oh boy, 59 of 365 days of my raw suspending disbelief journey. It is June 20th, 2024, and today was right back to a bunch of calls and all the things going on. I had multiple appointments for the kids this morning, one after the other, allergy testing and immunizations and all the things. And then my son was like bound and determined not to go to school after having gotten three needles. So I was like, okay, whatever, you can stay home. But of course that meant, way more going on at home than there normally is during the day. On a not like just your average, just having an extra kid in the house level, but my son is very extra. My son is uh, ADHD, 90% sure autistic, very, very loud, very, very intense, very, very fast paced, very much like me, to be honest. So I'm not judging it, but it makes it harder to do quiet things when he's around. So I'm capable of holding that in. He is not yet, and it is very loud. So he was home today. He actually did do really well for me for being on my calls and all of that, which I appreciated, but it was just a nonstop sort of an energy today. And having to allow him to be on screens the entire time so that he would be quiet, is something that backfires after the fact. So, um, it was, I had my group mixer today, which I freaking love these every single time. They're so good. They're just food for the soul, amazing connections. And I'm so grateful for every time, all the women that show up, whether it's the same women every time, some new ones every time, all of this. I love it. They are my absolute favorite thing. And from everything everybody else says, they're everyone else's favorite thing too. So, um, really loving that. And so grateful that I get to have these women in my life. The conversations that come up are so powerful. They're transformative. They are emotionally releasing. They are limiting belief releasing. They are empowering. They're all the things. And just finding your people, right? Finding your tribe. And it's so, so beautiful. For anyone who has not joined my group and has never attended a mixer, I highly recommend. Join my group. I'll put the link in the comments, and then you'll see the notifications approximately once a month for these mixers. And they are a no selling networking call, making friends and connections instead of trying to make sales. So just beautiful energy. Absolutely love them. As usual, they go overtime, and every time I'm like, I'm supposed to have my boundaries and all this stuff, but it is a very, like I said, it's like soul food. So it's a very cup filling activity for me, and letting it go overtime once a month does not feel like really breaking my own boundaries. It feels good and it feels aligned and it feels amazing. And so I'm not going to give myself shit over it, right? It is absolutely one of my favorite parts of my business. So there's that. I am now nicknamed the Mistress of Mixers by my lovely friend Janine, who is one of my absolute favorite people in the world. She's so like me with just being so bluntly herself, and it is so refreshing to be around people like that. So shout out Janine. Um, she was on for like almost the full 3 hours that we were on our call, and then I was like, shit, I had another call and I gotta run right now. And she was like, hey, and we just hung up, right? And it was just like, it's it's someone I've never met in real life who could have been my best friend from early childhood. You know what I mean? It's very like we can just be us, and it's amazing. And I feel like that with all the women who come on these mixers, just about. I think there's been once or twice where someone has come on who sort of didn't fit the vibe and they never came back, right? And that's okay. And it's just a matter of they need to find their tribe, right? And this is my tribe, and my tribe are just absolutely amazing people in my mind. So love it. I love it every single time. So that was fantastic. And then I had a business healing and messages journey with my shamanic teacher, Maestra Siobhan. Wisdom Divine. She is incredible. I love her. She's such a close friend now. And um, that was fantastic. Got such great insights. So much more to dig into because that is how shamanism goes, and all of the shadows that came up, or not shadows, but all of the messages that came up that need to be addressed and looked at, and all of that. And so powerful, so wonderful. Got in trouble for focusing too much on work and not playing enough. Not from her per se, but those were some of the messages that came through. Uh, and so now I am at the playground with my kids and just getting some of these things that are going to take away from being present with them off of my mind. I've been too tired at night to record these at night, so I'm just doing it now towards the end of the day where I know what, like, my focus for the day was, and I can have a little bit more energy behind them. I may go back to doing it before, I'm going to just let these happen how they may. I'm loving this challenge, and I'm loving the reflection every single day thing. And I'm not going to let that go no matter what. And if it means moving it a little bit earlier in the day so that I'm not too tired to do it at night, then I will do that. So yeah, today was very interesting in that way. Again, feeling a little bit of that, like, I'm not getting those things checked off my to-do list, right? But also suspending disbelief that I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing right now. And I do feel like I am, with all of the connections I make, with all of the relationships I build, with all of the energetic alignment stuff that I do, with all of the healing work that I do on myself or have others do with me or things like that. They're all incredible. They're also supportive of my journey. So being exactly where I need to be, and also trusting that these pivots are exactly what they're supposed to be, and the shifts in my focus and all of it. So absolutely suspending disbelief that this is perfect to get me towards the success that I am calling in and that I feel is already here. I do feel like this is a big part of what my success will look like, and that is having so much more time for the connection piece, for just spending time getting to know other incredible women. It is something that I absolutely adore doing. So thinking that is, it is just more proof of being here already. My success is here already, and it's incredible. So, um, loving that as well, and really looking forward to some of the messages that were coming through today were around being more in that action energy, but it was also like, take the time for play, but then be less in the feminine, flowy receiving mode, and like, not less in the receiving mode, sorry, but less in the feminine, flowy energy and more in the masculine, take action energy. So make the plans, make the lists, make the to-do step-by-step pieces that I'm actually really, really good at. And ever since embarking on my spiritual journey, I have been doing less of. So I'm being instructed to focus more on that for a little bit to get myself feeling aligned and like everything is good as far as my business goes. And it makes a lot of sense because when I am working, and why I have been not playing enough is because I'm in this like scattered energy with my business where I'm doing all the things, and I don't have like my specific plan in place, and I don't have my to-do list for the day. So I'm just doing whatever things come to mind, and going with the flow feels great, but not having a plan that I can follow and then just go with the flow for how I do it is not ideal. So I have been scattered in my work efforts. I have not been achieving what I want to achieve because I don't have the plan, because I have been playing too much in the feminine and not enough in the masculine. And just the reminder to bring myself back to that. And and as well as taking the time to actually just literally play, and just be with my kids, be present, be out in the garden and gardening and things like this. And it's something that I say all the time, and I do most of the time, and I have totally fallen off of in the last little while because I'm so scattered in my business energy that I feel like I'm not accomplishing anything, and therefore I don't have the freedom to just, go and play and make things. I need to focus. I need to do this. I need to get that done. And that is not the kind of business that I want, and that is not the kind of success that I want, and that is not the kind of life that I want. So readjusting, trusting myself, right, to create exactly what I want by following these nudges, by stopping and playing first, and then going and making my damn list, my plan, so that I can follow it. And trusting that everything is working out perfectly. So that is today, and I am so grateful again for everyone who I have been interacting with over the last few days, all of these amazing things that have been happening, all of the amazing calls that have been coming up, all of the amazing connections that I've been having. And I'm really, really grateful to everyone who is doing this suspending disbelief challenge, who is listening to these episodes, who is sharing it around. I'm hearing so many more people say the words suspending disbelief in regular conversation. And I'm just like, it feels amazing that everybody is just picking this up because it is so, so powerful. And while we can have sort of these little wobbles in between, we're still on this fast track, like trajectory and momentum that just is incredible. And I love it so freaking much. So thank you all for being part of this. And I will talk to you all tomorrow.